I welcome you all with love, and today we're going to look at some very interesting evidence about how we view the world and how it affects our quality of health and longevity. But first, we start with a little dancing where we're connecting the heart and the mind, and I invite you all to dance with me. Okay, I welcome you all with love and blessings to everyone. And now let's talk about something. The world is as you see it. The world is as you believe it to be. Now, what's the implication of that? And this is a very important Vedic teaching, but I'm not talking about that teaching. I'm talking about what's the implication. Well, the research that's out there is implying that if you have a positive attitude to your life and you feel you're going to live longer and you feel you're going to be happier, you actually add 7.4 years of longevity to your life. That's quite a statement. Sometimes a year or two, but 7 years, 7.4 years, that's an amazing statement, and that's what the research suggests. So we, by our attitude to how we look at the world, affect, in essence, our longevity and actually the quality of our life. Now that's a lesson we can't just pass up. A lot of people today want to see themselves as victims. That contracts your life. That lessens your lifespan. When people are there's a bunch of factors for longevity, but when people have the positive attitude, how long they're going to live, and their general happiness, which is more a mental state than let's say a physiological state, it actually does make a difference. So back to the teaching, the world is as you see it, the world as you believe it to be, is that really it's up to us. We can't control like the outer destiny, okay? Things happen. We can't control that exactly. We can control how we relate to the outer destiny. We can control, the impact on us in a certain way. And that changes everything. Now, what we know, there's a variety of things that affect longevity. We know that people who are vegan men live about 7 years longer. Vegan women 4.4 years longer. We know that when people are happy with their work situation, they live longer. We know that in relationships, happy relationships, they live longer. We know that the attitude of your partner in a relationship actually affects your longevity. So if you have a happy partner, then it actually enhances your ability to, your happiness and your ability to live longer. Okay, so we're talking about food. We also know when people exercise, moderate exercise, that adds a year or so to your life too. These are just rough estimates of how that works. You know, not every statistic shows the exact same results. But the shocking thing really is if you see yourself living longer and really believe it, you actually do live at least 7 years longer. That is, again, shocking. So we have some control over our situation. Like, destiny isn't like that detailed. So, you know, by our food, by our exercise, by the quality of relationships we have, by our personal attitude about our life and longevity, by our level of hydration, also by actually our belief in God. The research does show that people who believe in God tend to live longer. And, you know, they did studies with churchgoers, and they found that if you attend church a certain amount of times each week, you actually increases your longevity. So all these things compile. But again, back to the point, the most shocking thing is if you feel real positive that you're going to live longer, you actually live longer. Now, we say, what about destiny? And the question is there a window with destiny? What does that mean? Well, your destiny may be 100 years or 110 years. So a positive attitude can add, 7 years to the 100 years. So there's some variable into that quality. So we can affect it. But the biggest effect we have is our mental state and how happy we can choose to be. That's what really makes the difference. And that's what makes a difference in relationship as well. Okay? And again, people who are happy in relationship tend to live longer. Married people tend to live longer. Married men live significantly longer than single men, whereas married women don't live that much longer than happy women who are single. So the men are more affected a little bit by the social situation. They also found, for example, in these islands where there's longevity, that although women generally live longer than men, in societies where the men are part of the overall longevity, energy, and they're part of it with the women and the social collective energy, the men live as long as the women. So we do have a role, an important and positive role in how long we're going to live and how healthy we're going to be. And that's the key to longevity then, is that we are players in it. It isn't just, just linear, objective reality that this is your destiny, that's the way it is. Now, destiny plays a role, but we can influence the destiny to a certain extent. And that's the point I'm making. And our attitude is key to the whole thing. So if we really take the attitude of, I'm going to live healthy and I'm going to live a long, healthy life, productive and help with society and help with the people and help, the importance of relationship, all those things make a difference. So with that in mind, the world is as you see it, the world is as you believe it to be, and if you believe you're going to be longer and healthier, you actually do add, according to the research, at least 7 years of healthy longevity to your life. So with that very exciting thought, peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Matakyo Asan. Aho.